Alright, Tekken here, and I just read All New X-Men number 11, where it's revealed who joined Scott's team, but if you already read Uncanny X-Men, you already knew that it was Angel, so I completely forgot, like, that's where the last book in All New X-Men left off, so I was like, when I was reading, excited, I knew what was going to happen. But then, like, more stuff happens, so it's pretty cool, where it's, like, kind of like in Uncanny X-Men, where they had the whole, when Angel joined them, it was like a different conversation than like in All New X-Men when they had the whole like talking before it was like teased who would leave. They had the whole like psychic sisters talking with Emma. So yeah, kind of like that. Where we get the lead up to Angel leaving, and then he finally leaves, which is pretty cool because you have like the reaction from all the old X-Men who are like, "Dude, you can't go." And then he's like, "No, I'm leaving." And so there's like a struggle between like Scott's team and the X-Men, and it gets kind of physical. And then like everybody's getting like really heated and stuff. And then like Jean has one of those moments where like everybody's thoughts are uh, just popping into her head because she doesn't have full control of her powers yet, and she's just like, everybody's thoughts, and then like stop, and just, flips out and has like a telekinetic fit, and then like a bunch of people just like get thrown around. And she's like, "Holy crap, did I just do that? I totally didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry," which is pretty funny. And then she has like another instance of like trying to just mind control Warren and just like jack his mind and like keep him from leaving. But this time, it's like she does it, and then she's like, she does that, but then Kitty's like, "Jean, let him go, stop," and then she doesn't. She's just like dead set on like not letting him leave. And so the Scott's team, Emma basically is just like, "Stepford sisters, I think you're needed here," and they just like three of them team up on Jean, and they're like stopping her from being in Angel's mind and stuff. And like, wow, this is happening. They basically, cause like they basically like psychically attack her, and she like doubles over in pain. And then like Wolverine is like, "Oh no, they did not do that." And then so like he snicks out, and like his claws come out. But then like Magneto's like, "Logan, not so fast." And then like just throws him into the air magnetically. Beast is like, "Everybody calm down." And so yeah, that's happening, and then after that happens, Jean basically tosses up Scott, Magneto, and Magic, and then the Cuckoo sisters are like, keep attacking her like psychically, and Storm's like, "Whoa, dude, chillax, chillax, everybody." So yeah, they're having like this like giant psychic battle of the Stepford sisters versus Jean in front of everybody, and it's just like, they're glowing with like the pink psychic energy. It's pretty crazy. And like it's Scott's team on one side, and like the X-Men and like all the students on like one side, and like this crazy battle. And then more and more people are like, "Okay, stop attacking Jean, like call it off. It's time to stop." And finally, Cyclops is like, "Okay, Emma, like tell him to stop." And she totally just like snaps her fingers, and she's like, "All right, done." She's like, "And scene." And they stop. And like while that was happening, though, like Logan like got up in Emma's face, and she's like, "Dude, tell him to stop." And she was all like, she needs to learn this lesson that you can't just go poking around in somebody's head, because that's like what she's been doing like since she's come back from the past, is just like using her powers like completely unethically. So basically, yeah, Angel says his like final words of like why he's leaving. He's like, "Well, I wanted to leave, you guys didn't listen to me, and now I don't have to live with you anymore, so I'm just gonna go with Scott's team." And so he's like, "Peace out, peace out, dudes, and we'll see what happens." And Magneto and Cyclops are like, "Yeah, Beast, it's totally your fault, and good job bringing back the X-Men and splitting them up in the future. And so they teleport out, and then we have the aftermath of that giant fight, where everybody's just like calming down and like, what just happened? Like, why did he leave? And then let's see. Yeah, Storm's are like, yeah, we don't need a mutant Civil War right now. And then we see we're at Resilient HQ, and it's Pepper Potts and some dude. But there's like a subplot that's been going on in All New X-Men where basically Mystique showed up with Sabretooth to get Mastermind's daughter out of the Raft prison. And then after that, they robbed a bank, and they basically used Mastermind's daughter power to like manipulate the vision of the guards to make it seem like they were getting attacked by the X-Men of the past, like the all new X-Men who are back. And so this time we have Pepper Potts, who's like trying to get into this like server of like the financial portfolio of Tony Stark, and like she has to like keep persuading this dude who's there. That's like, well, why isn't Tony Stark here? And she's like, oh well, I talked to him and blah 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 blah. And he's like, what, you talked to him? And she's like, yeah. And then he says, but he's out in deep space. So that's pretty cool, since like that's where he's at right now. And then, so yeah, that happens. He basically lets her have access to that. And then after that, there's another, psychic image that's projected of the X-Men attacking the refinery, because they're at some oil refinery. And then he's like, oh man, we should get to the executive panic room. And she's like, yeah, go. And then like after he runs off, she just proceeds to get like free access to that financial stuff. Alright, and then we have the scene with basically Kitty Pryde and Jean Grey. And Kitty's like, yeah, you need to stop attacking people with your mind and getting in their brains and getting all up in their brains and like memories and thoughts. It's not cool. Do it again, and I'm sending you back to the past. And they're both just having like this conversation about like why Jean did what she did, because basically she says that when she looked into Beast, or in like the second or third issue when like they came back, Beast let Jean look into the future through his thoughts and memories to like see what happens to them, and like to explain why he brought them back to the future. And so, and she's talking to Kitty now, and she's saying, I saw in the future in Beast's memories that even though we still had not been a team, we were still like teammates on another team on X Factor, even after more people joined the X-Men and it wasn't just us, and we'd move on and stuff. So she like thought like that Angel and her were basically gonna always be teammates or whatever, or something like that. Yada yada yada, blah blah. And so that's why she did that. And then Kitty's just like, okay, well, you can't keep doing this thing where you're going into people's minds and memories, so let's make a deal. If you don't do that anymore, and I'm not going to send you back to the future, because you're kind of ticking me off every time you do that. And she's like, all right, and they have like a BFF hug moment. It's pretty funny. And then the last scene, awesome cliffhanger. To me, it's like just as good as the cliffhanger in I think issue 2 of Uncanny X-Men when like the Avengers came in, because it's basically the same thing. Because you have the all new X-Men with Kitty Pryde and Wolverine on the Blackbird, and they're flying along, and then Kitty Pryde and Beast are talking to Scott. I mean, Kid Cyclops, about how you met up with Mystique. She's an evil mutant and she does really bad things. When stuff like that happens, you have to tell us. Like, that stuff's not gonna fly, dude. And he's like, all right, whatever. And then, so they're flying along, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, and then it shows that like Thor just like hit the plane with like this crazy whirlwind and like land, like, it isn't like crash per se into like pieces, but it like lands on the ground. And then they step out, and it's the Uncanny Avengers. Yeah, it's because you have past Beast says, what was that? Then you have past Iceman say, my butt. Wolverine says, I'll do the talking. He's like, shut up. And then Kid Cyclops says, who's out there? then Wolverine says, well, your brother and his uncanny Avengers. And then Captain America has like the last line. He says, come out with your hands up. You're in a lot of trouble. Don't make it any worse for yourselves. Because in, I think, the last issue or the issue before that, the Avengers came because Angel was out like flying around with his double from the future, and like they saw them help an attack that happened at the Avengers HQ, and they're like, why are there two of you? And they flew to the X Mansion, and they're like having this whole conversation, which is pretty funny because Kitty Pryde and Iceman were like just making fun of it the whole time. But like, yeah, the whole just the conversation was like Captain America's like, okay, McCoy, make sure nothing happens, or if anything happens, I'm holding you accountable because I know that you're behind, or because you're the one behind this, and you know you're not really trying to do anything right now to help mutants like I am on my Unity team. So I'm gonna put good faith in you. Don't let anything bad happen. And now Mystique's like running around masquerading attacks as the all new X-Men. So that's. I don't think it's gonna be a throwdown though. I think it's not gonna be like Uncanny X-Men where like they actually did at least like some fighting before like they got frozen in time. So that was actually there wasn't really any fighting. It was just like frozen in time and then they escaped. So I think this one's just gonna be like some dialogue, diplomacy, cooler heads will prevail, and you know, yeah. But that's it for All New X-Men issue 11, I believe. So I will be back after this with my last rundown of the week with X Factor number, what number is it? It's like 200 and something. 255 after this. Alright, so yeah, Tekken here. I changed my mind. I'm not going to do a synopsis for X Factor 250, whatever. I don't know. I was about to record it, and then all this stuff happened, and I kind of went on this sidetrack on the internet and like procrastinated, and it's like hours later, and I still haven't read it yet, so I'm kind of getting tired. I don't want to like phone it in like I did last week when I was all like doing the Wolverine and the X-Men. I was kind of tired, and I was like, I guess I can record it, and I felt it didn't turn out as good as like I wanted it to. So that's it for this week's comic roundup. I wanted to check out the Movement #1 on DC, but I don't know. I was kind of iffy, so I'll wait until someone tells me about it or like watch some YouTube stuff about what other people think. But yeah, that's it for this video and this series for this week. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, favorite, subscribe, or not, whatever. And yeah, until next week. I'm now signing off, and feel free to leave any comments about comic books in the comment section, and we can totally talk about comics and stuff. Yeah. Okay, Tekken here for the last time in this video, but I just went and read X Factor 255. Not much happened. It was a very fast read, 23 pages. I just blew through it like it was nothing. So basically, X Factor, the current arc that they're in, is like the Hell on Earth War, which basically it was a quick synopsis. So, the 7th billionth soul on Earth, whoever kills that person will be the ruler of all the Hell realms. So you have all these Hell Lords like fighting over like the right to kill the 7th billionth soul, who is Wolfbane's son Tyr. So yeah, that happened. And then like Tyr is, as the 7th billionth soul, is like the Hell Lord killer though. So he has like the power to kill the Hell Lords themselves. So like in the last issue he killed what was it, like Neptune or something? It was like some name like that. Whatever. He'll kill like one of them or two of them or something. But he didn't really kill him. It was weird. Like he killed him, and then like some other Hell Lord, it might have been Mephisto. He was like, "Oh well, he's already materializing back in the Netherrealm." Blah blah blah. So that happened. But basically, I started reading this at like 250. So it's like I've read like these like last 5 issues. And so like it was weird because like 250, this dude named Prophet was like chasing, or Darwin was chasing Tyr and trying to kill him before the Hell Lords could kill him, because since they would like rule the planet or whatever, and like it's all the Hell Lords anyway, so it's, like you wouldn't want them ruling it. So he's trying to like kill them to avert that. And like in the process, he like stumbled into X Factor HQ, and like they were also being chased by some Mephisto's daughter. I forgot her name, whatever. But like their HQ got blown up, and they've basically been like on the run ever since, trying to like protect Tyr every issue. The last 5 issues, it's pretty fun ride. So yeah, here where we okay, so happening in this issue, where we left off was that Madrox, who's Multiple Man, was basically turned into a demon by Mephisto. So he's like a demon Madrox, and like he's fighting his team. It's weird, and like it's funny because like at the end of the last issue, they teleported into New York City, which was like overrun with demons because that's the other thing. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm trying to explain this. It's like when the Hellords were like in the old long ago time, they would basically like fight for control, but then like someone stepped in and said you can only do this like again when the 7th billion soul is born. So that happened, and then so like that happened, and like since they couldn't get to Tyr to kill him, like they basically just started fighting amongst themselves. Because at first they had a agreement like within the group of like, all right, we'll just bring him in front before us and kill him, and that'll be that. But then Mephisto's daughter like stepped in and like stabbed Mephisto in like the chest and like took him and escaped and ran, and it was weird. So yeah, they've been like trying to kill him ever since. But basically, where we're at in this issue, we start off in New York City. All these Multiple Man demon clones are like fighting X Factor, and then you have Monet and Strong Guy fighting in. I think they fell through the ground and went to hell. I think that's where they're at now. It was weird. Did they go through a portal? I don't think they fell through a portal. I think they just like fell down into the earth or something. But yeah, they're fighting and stuff. Okay, not fighting and stuff, they're fighting each other. And then you have like the I forgot her name, but like Mephisto's daughter is trying to help X Factor against the Madrox clone demons. So yeah, that's happening. And then so this issue, that's all happening. But out of nowhere, you have Mephisto like proclaim victory that he's beaten all the other Hell Lords and that he now has domain over Earth. And so they like all stop fighting the demons and like retreat back to this domain he set up for like anybody to come and like swear their allegiance and stuff or whatever. And so like also in the last few issues, one of the team members of X Factor is the healer. I don't know who it is. I just started reading this, and like she healed Monet, and like she realized that she's like dying or has this like health issue or whatever. And then so yeah, she's fighting Strong Guy, and then all of a sudden she has like this aneurysm, and Strong Guy was like, "Whoa, didn't you do that hard? That was really crazy." So she basically just like dies in the middle of the fight, kills over, and just like, she gets like punched, and then like she doesn't get up, and she has like all this blood coming out of her. It's pretty tragic. So yeah, after all the demons leave, X Factor's with Mephisto's daughter, and then Tyr, who had been like wanting to go after the Hell Lords, because like each time they fought one and he would kill one, he wouldn't be like really doing anything, but then he would like just like snap and like kill one. It was pretty intense. But then he was like, well, I kind of changed my mind, I don't want to do this. But then like in the last issue, he was like, they all had a plan of like, okay, are we all agreed that we're going to do it? And they're like, yeah. But then at the last minute, he's like, well, I kind of don't. But then they had already they're about to like teleport to Hell to take on the Hell Lords. So yeah, he had to change her head at like the last minute, but it was too late. And so they're kind of like stuck in the New York City underworld. So yeah, now that all the demons have returned to Mephisto and everybody's coming to their senses, Mephisto's daughter's like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm just gonna like teleport to Mars because I cannot take this. I'd rather live there than on here, or on the like overrun Earth of like demons and stuff. But Tyr's like, okay, well since I'm like the 7th billionth one and I'm the only one that can kill these Hellord people, I guess I'll go ahead and like try to take Mephisto down. And then Oh, also when they all leave, Madrox is still or Multiple Man is still a demon. So they're asking Mephisto's daughter, like, why is he still like that? And she's like, well, I can't change him back because I don't have enough power, so sorry. He's just gonna be stuck like that. And then, I think it's long. Actually, no. Shatterstar is like, to Mephisto's daughter to like take me to find Monet so we can like get her and find out what happened to her. Because like her and Strong Guy were fighting and they just like fell through the ground in the last issue. And they're like, what happened? And then they like go and find her, or Shatterstar and Mephisto's daughter, and like they find her with Strong Guy and she's like dead and like holy crap. And like Shatterstar attacks Strong Guy, but it doesn't even like do anything. Strong Guy's just like, get off me, and like throws him to the ground. So yeah. And then so they leave. Mephisto's daughter and Shatterstar leave back to the above ground, while Strong Guy is like still there with Monet's corpse. Kind of looks like he's like protecting her from the demons that are in hell, but I don't know. And then like the last like page is one of the other Hell Lords that X Factor had defeated. I think they defeated her. Yeah, I forgot what, like all the Hell Lords' names because they were like in one issue. So yeah, they're talking to that lady that the X Factor had beat, and she's basically in Mephisto's stronghold that he's like, come to this place if you want to serve me or whatever. So she's all like, what did she say? I can't remember. Oh yeah. She's like, okay, your daughter and the rest of X Factor are coming. They're going to try to come here and kill you. And then it's basically like the last thing to like to be continued is just like him being like, oh well, let them come and try to kill me. So yeah. Okay, that's not exactly what he says, but it's like that's the gist of the conversation. Like, oh yeah, well, bring it on, X Factor. Dun dun dun. So yeah, that's basically that. But yeah, I was not planning on doing that, but I read it and it just went by so fast. I was like, holy crap, that's a very fast read. So yeah, that was X Factor number 255. So yeah, it's weird because like in the in like the synopsis for the comic on the Comixology thing, it said like that was like the conclusion of that arc, but it didn't really conclude. So unless like the next one starts with them fighting Mephisto, so whatever. But I was expecting it to like end there, so but it didn't exactly resolve 100%, so whatever. But yeah, that was a very fast 23 pages of comic book. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the weekly comic book rundown again, now that I've done this again. And yeah, any comments, likes, favorites, subscribes, whatever, what have you. Yeah, leave some comments and be like, oh, I read whatever comic, and or why don't you read any DC comics, Tekken, or any other of the indie stuff, so. Alright, yeah. That's it for this video segment this week. Until next week, I'm now signing off. Okay, one more thing I just remembered is that I've been recording a podcast with one of my friends where I actually talk about comic books, and I'll put a link in the thingy at the bottom in the description. So, check that out. But yeah, that's it again. Until next time you hear or see from me, I'm now signing off.